Now, whenever we do the design, it is always designed as per the definite code and standard. So in case of the centrifugal pumps, the applicable code and standard is it is the American Petroleum Institute. So API 610 12th edition, which is the latest edition. This is applicable for the centrifugal pump. Now here we are not buying only the pump. There are the auxiliaries also. So these are the codes and standards which are applicable for the auxiliaries. So API 682, it is applicable for the mechanical seal, which is a part of the centrifugal pump. API 614 is it is for the lubrication system to the bearings of the centrifugal pump. API 671, it is for the coupling. API 613 and 677, these are for the gearbox. If it is a gearbox driven, API 611, it is a steam turbine, and API 670, it is for the machinery protection system. Now, what is machinery protection system? Because other code and standard, these are integral part, so these are auxiliary. But why it is required machinery protection system? When we are running the centrifugal pump in the plant, which is supposed to run for the 20 or 25 years. So obviously, as a rotary equipment engineer, we have to make sure that to protect the machinery, process parameters as well as the mechanical parameters need to be monitored on a continuous basis. So when we say the machinery protection means it could be the operating temperature of the bearings. Bearing temperature should not go beyond the limit. So how you will come to know if you are monitoring the bearing temperatures on a regular basis, which is an online system, you will come to know that if the bearing temperature increasing, it means there is a something is wrong with the lubrication system because bearings are not getting the sufficient lubrication or bearings are getting overloaded. Similarly, for the process parameter, suppose if there is any issue with the pump vibrations. So vibration monitoring also it is required because if you don't monitor the vibration, your equipment may have a premature failure also. So API 670 is the machinery protection system. So it is not that as a rotary equipment engineer, you have to focus only on the one code API 6110. In addition to this code of the centrifugal pump, you are expected to know and read all these codes also. So the centrifugal pump engineering itself, it is a very vast. Mechanical engineering is very vast, but under that centrifugal pump engineering itself is a very vast subject. Now, this is the so in the this one was the for the American Petroleum Institute, which is for the process pumps. Now there is a possibility that API 610 pump may not be required. So what is the another code? So these are the ASME codes. ASME B73.1 and B73.2. ISO 5199, ISO 2858, ISO 9905. Then in addition to this, we have the flange standards or the codes for the flanges. Then this is P31 is for the piping and ISO 21940 is for the balancing of the rotary equipment. In case of the rotary equipment, this balancing is very important. So from that perspective, this ISO code is also we need to be familiar with. Now now there is a code API and there is the code of ASME. So obviously the API pumps are more sturdy as compared to the ASME pump. So when we talk about the more sturdy, it means was the API pumps are used under a certain operating condition or the design condition where the ASME pumps cannot meet the requirement. So obviously, as we have seen in the first slide, the design cases, there was a differential head or pressure and operating temperature as well as the type of the liquid because material selection also. So depending on these criteria, we can decide whether we should select the API 610 pump or we can go for the ASME B73.1 or 73.2.